This is a fantastic solution.
First of its kind.
This system can be designed with multiple finishes.
It's an emerging trend that's coming out.
This is our XLS2G model, and I know we've talked about it in the past, but just tell us a little bit about the basics here that we're seeing.
So what you see here is an XLP2G. The P is for the plate. If we remove the plate, essentially it becomes an XLS2G. So the major upgrade is we originally launched this from 8 to 16-inch joint openings. Now they are extended from 16 to 24-inch joint openings.
Excellent. So from an installation standpoint, what are some of the benefits that we can see, or maybe just walk me through the steps of how it's installed?
Well, the system is installed is basically a door. So the frames would be installed with the hinge mounted. This two-piece counterweight and ramp assembly, it's a two-piece frame. So you have the ability to adjust this side so that if the joint varies, you can...
So again, those field tolerances, we know they're not perfect.
They're never perfect.
So we're making some accommodations here.
Correct.
Excellent.
So this essentially, you mount your base frames and along the joint opening. You start with the hinge at the bottom, and that hinge basically is on a pin. So this door is supported by that hinge. So if you can imagine installers on the lift, 30 feet in the air, he has to take this door up and he has to hold it, and previously had to fix it and plumb it. So now they're setting this door on there. It's being supported by the hinge. They have to plumb the door and attach the top hinge for the final installation.
Right. So in the previous model, as you were saying, the door and the hinge were connected and fixed. They weren't separated.
Correct.
So you can imagine the weight of trying to install this. And now we've switched to more of a modular system where you can install the frames, drop the door in place, and make sure you got that hinge in the right spot.
Yep. And the modular system, glad you brought that up. So this whole door, the previous system had to be made to size. It was completely welded. This door assembly, it has the ability to be disassembled and cut to length. So this helps with field tolerances and the construction schedule, where you are able to cut these down to fit if needed. We can make them to size as we did the previous, but if your schedule doesn't allow that, this is an option.
Yeah, and just as I mentioned kind of at the top of this segment, this is one of our most popular models as well. You know, this is a very aesthetic, it's easy to integrate with any aesthetic because we can infill this with glass. I know we've done stone veneer. What else? What else can be input?
Well, you're right. This is typically designed for a really high-end facade. This is where you want to put something where you want to disguise the joint, very similar to the LAF system. So this we've matched. You know, we put glass in the panel. We put plaster. We put metal panel. We've even bent sheet metal to match a terracotta profile, which disguised the joint very well.
Right, and we know that from a specifying or architect standpoint, it's all about concealing this joint and not letting it interrupt the design of the overall building.
And allow it to move.
Right, and get the building performance that's needed.
Get the building performance,